But I said already when I was 8 years old, and my dad said one time to me, "And what would you like to be when you grow up?" Nurse. I said it already when I was 8 years old, so it was in me all the time. I saw so many people who needed that help, and I thought by myself, if I'm growing up, I think the nurse is the best job for me, because then I can help people. My name is Corrina Plaggemars, and I am at the moment 86 years old. And when I started working as a nurse was when I was 18 years old. General nursing I did for 4 years in Holland, because I came originally from Holland. As we had war in 1940 to 45, when I started at nursing, there were still results from that war. People didn't have enough to eat and things like that. So the main sickness was lung diseases, and tuberculosis. And not like those later days, because now they operate. But that time, they can only make you get bed rest, I had at one time with a patient. He fell in the water. He was almost empty with blood, because the screw went to his body, and they were still alive and brought him to the hospital, and they put him on the operating table, and I was on night duty with a nurse, and the surgeon was there. And we had blood transfusion going, but what went in went out underneath, so that man, it was a hopeless case. Anyway, passed away. But we lifted him up from the table, but as that man had been in the water so much, we lifted him on the trolley, and you don't think of water, you think that man is dead and have to bring him to the morgue, and you lift him up, and it looked like he was going to talk to us, and noise, and I said, he's alive. So that was, the one thing I never ever forget, never. But there are things you can learn from, We had one nun who came from America, and she was a darling. And she said, "Oh, you're now in Australia." She said, "Now you have to get used to the language." And I said, "Yes, suppose I have." And I said, "But I know it all." She said, "Just ask your bowels open." And I said, "Oh, yes." So I came to the person, I took the temperature, gave him his thermometer. I said, "Oh, Mr. Pearson," I said, "did your balls open?" Well, that man went as red as a beetroot. I didn't know how quick that thermometer out of his mouth. And I went to Mother Grace, and I said, "Mother Grace," I said, "I'm sure I said something wrong." She said, "What, Kate?" And I said, "I asked if his balls were open." You did, she said. She took me by the hand to Mr. Pearson. "Mr. Pearson," she said, "this nurse is coming from Holland. And in Holland they don't know the language properly. And therefore she made that mistake." Next day I came to his room. Before I could say anything, he said, "My balls went open." It's still in me, it's still in me here. When I'm now here in the old person's home, I still wanted to help people. I'm not allowed. I'll never regret it. And if I had my time again, I would choose it again, because I love it. I love it.